Good day, everyone. I will be presenting to you the Utopimed Medical Center Enterprise Network, being proposed by my groupmate Yaswan, Rajan Ablesh, and your story, John Jugaler. So I will be discussing to you two of the eight sections, which is the list of business goals and constraints, and the second one is list of technical goals and trade-offs. So first, I will be discussing the business goals and constraint. Um, for the proposed design, we will be using a top-down approach, which means the business goal requirements, and technical goals requirements will be the basis for the whole design. First one is the increased work efficiency and productivity. So with the design network, doctor and medical staff will increase the work efficiency and productivity by having individual devices allocated then that is interconnected to the enterprise network. So in terms of reporting, documentation, all the devices are connected to the enterprise networks. Next goal is the enhanced communication. So the communication amongst the staff and management within and outside the organization is enhanced with the aid of the proposed network. So they can communicate internally within Melbourne or outside the Melbourne, which is in the other major cities in Australia. Next is the better customer service. So a better customer service is expected with a design such as the customer as having access to the Wi-Fi, and they can with the Wi-Fi they can access the web portal where they can request for their medical report and medical certificate purposes, and also faster attendance of the UTPIME staff with the efficient work using these individual devices. Next is the improve of data analysis for ailments. So the data analysis of the company's database and server improve with the support of the design network, such as the intelligent analysis that would analyze the patient's medical history and records so that it would give ailments recommendation to produce this cure, and then that will help the doctor attend their patients. And those are the business goals. So still part of the first part is the constraint. So when we talk about constraint, these are the limitations or out of the hand situation or aspects, out of the hand aspects of the UTPIME. So we identified five major constraints. First is the limited staff constraint. So regardless of a good network design, limited staff might affect the productivity of the business, such as only the laboratory personnel who undertake the majority of the tasks and produce an in-house result. So this will be very difficult if, however, also there are numerous numbers of patients at the medical centers being attended at the same time. Next is the constraint is the company. So UTPIME company partner with a third-party laboratory to attend the specimens and then send back to the company for report. However, the reporting and feedback time are not controlled by the UTPIME, therefore affects the productivity. And also, the third-party laboratory has access to the UTPIME enterprise system, which is being used for all for medical transactions of the medical personals. So this would pose another security concern for the company. Next is no cloud-based technology. Specifically, UTPIME wants a non-cloud-based technology support for the patient storage. However, it is recommendable as by the network designers to use technology for databasing. However, even though it's not a cloud-based, for backup purposes, corresponding that it has a high level of security features, and it is alongside within the premises of the Melbourne Medical Center. Legacy network and system. So we consider that the UTPIME has an existing system or network infrastructure that is legacy. Within legacy, these are old technology are outdated. So this should be replaced with the updated technology. For this will put limitations on the network, such as the new application, new protocol, and in the future they will this would devices would not support this updated technology. Next is the location. So the location, despite this doesn't have an actual impact on the design. So, but the geographical locations of the medical center across Australia, it might affect the transmission speed of data going to the server, vice versa, client and server. So, for example, one of the medical center does not support the fiber technology and does have to use a wireless connection. So, fiber is way faster than the wireless connection. Now we come to the second part of the presentation, which is the technical goals and trade-offs. So this part will be discuss the technical goals of the network for the company. So understanding these technical goals will help in identifying what certain technologies to be used. That will also complement the functional requirements of the network, and more importantly, the expectations of the company. So we identified 3, 4, 5, almost 7 of these technical goals. So the proposed for the first one is scalability. So when we say scalability, the ability to adapt to the increased size of the network in future use. So the proposed design should support and adapt the inevitable increase of the usage and coverage. So knowing the number of medical centers, personal devices to be used, and other applications within internal and external are high possibilities that the Utopimed will increase this factor in the near future for development. Next technical goes availability. When we say availability is the time, this refers to the amount of time in percentage rate of the network that is available for users, such as the 24/7 scheme, a week services. So the availability usually means uptime, and the non-availability means downtime. Usually the downtime happens if there are any updates, maintenance, or repair in the network, which should be at least acceptable, like 5 minutes or less than per week. So also during a non-operation hours. So next is performance. So this type of goal refers to how fast the data can travel from the source to destination without errors by understanding the existing technology and architecture of the network that is connected. Also with the first one, that is scalability technical goals. Next is this one of the very important. So using the most recent technologies and mechanism, it will be used against the increasing number of security threats within or outside the Utopimed. It's ensured that the security does not affect the ability to conduct its business. So that's the purpose of the security. It's the manageability. When we say manageability, the ability to manage by the network and database administrator. So, when you try to implement the network design, there has to be an aspect that it can be managed by the Utopimed company itself. So we talk about configuration, error problem, performance, security management of the network design. The ability to use. So the company wants a network that would ease their job of their managers and their users. It should be user friendly or easy to understand, where the network design should be usable in all the establishment of the organization, regardless of the physical location within the company. Adaptability. Adaptability means a design should be good enough that it can adapt to the updated technology or changes. The word is changes that would occur in the future. Also related to scalability, and then other technology upgrades or legal environments aspects. One of the most important also is the affordability of the design. So like any other organization, the design should be affordable and budget friendly based on the network requirements. They call it cost effective, of course, without compromising the security and the performance of the network. So with that, we should come up with a reasonable amount of money based on the budget of the company. Now we came to the second part is the trade-offs. So with the trade-offs, which these are the based on the nature of the business requirements and priorities of Utopimed. So these are all the trade-off of all technical goals being mentioned in the previous slides for the enterprise networks, of which the network performance has the highest percentage, which means the highest priority, followed by the availability and security, and then the rest are 10% for scalability, manageability, usability, adaptability, and affordability. So we come to the conclusion. Overall, we covered 2 of the 8 sections of the proposed enterprise network design. Another is we use the top-down approach, which means identifying the business goal requirements to specify the technologies to be used for the design. And lastly, the constraints and trade-off, play vital roles and influences the network design. So that ends my presentation. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something. Thank you.